everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my Monday live. This is where I go live at noon Pacific time. And basically I do a fancy fold card or a 3D project. And I think last week I said I was going to do a 3D project. I am in need of what I thought was going to be a quick sort of treat box, and it uses or you can use the Ghiradalli chocolates with it. It's got a little tiny bit of work to it, but you know what? It's well worth it, and once you get on a roll, it'll be really easy to do multiple numbers of these. But I did want some of these just for to have around for an event that I've got going here. So let me go, and we will be doing this treat box. Now I did get this from Julie DiMatteo, but I've changed up a couple of things just because it works better for me. And I'm using the Encircled with Love. This is a stamp set that I think has got an awful lot of potential to it. I know I've used this one before, but I want to do this a little something for you, and I want to showcase that. This also came out with a new 1 7/8 inch circle punch. So we're going to use that along with this, but I think this is a really cool stamp set, and it's one of those hidden gems that not too many people know about. Hello, Zana. So yeah, I'm hoping that you will enjoy this particular treat box. Now, I had decided that I wanted to kind of do it along a Christmas theme, but I don't know whether or not if I really need to do it on a Christmas theme. So I do have some stuff here. And I didn't go that fancy with this, but I just might go a little bit fancier with it. But this, I absolutely love this. And this is the Regal Distressed paper. It comes in the white and the gold. It comes with this cherry cobbler and the gold, and it also comes with beautiful, pretty peacock with the gold leaves on there. So just absolutely gorgeous, very versatile. I know I used this quite a bit last year as well. To me, it's just one of those ones that's a very, very easy piece of paper to use. All right, so I had the wrong one there. All right, so let's go over. I'll go over the measurements with you. This will be posted on a blog at a later date, so you'll be able to get all those measurements. What I find, if I watch a video that has measurements on it, I like to put it on my closed caption, especially if I'm on YouTube. And by doing that, I can tell exactly where I can get the proper measurements for it. Now, we are going to need our paper trimmer and the scoring blade here as well. But I always use, take your pick, and I use the stylus. And I use, on my trimmer, I use the smaller end there. All right, so we need a piece of cardstock. One is going to be like a wrap around it, and the other is going to be a card. Now, in order, whenever you make boxes, you need to go down by small fractions, and they can be like 1/16 of an inch or something like that. So I will show you this. Now, this piece here happens to be 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. No, see, there we go. It was this one. 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Boy, good thing I double checked that, right? Now, what you want to do on the 3 3/4 inch side, which is the short side, what you want to do is you want to measure at 3 inches from both sides. So we are going to go in here, and we are going to go in at 3 inches here. So I'm just going to come here, and then we're going to do a complete 180 turn, and then we're going to score at 3 inches on this side. Now, you could have gone where you went the 3/4. I just thought of that now. So, but anyways, that works good. Now what we want to do along this 5 1/4 inch side, we want to score at 2 1/4 from each side. And then let's just turn this 180 and score it at 2 1/4 from this side. Hello, Marie. And then we have the card base. So I'm going to actually, while I've got this in here, let's turn around and just do all the scoring. Or should I just do the box, the bottom of the box first? You know what, let's do it that way so that we're doing it in little bits at a time. So then what we're going to do is we are going to take this box, this part here, and this isn't a true box. This is kind of like a slider box on there. And I'm going to come in with my paper snips, and I'm going to use my glasses. I think that might help. And I'm just going to come in here, and I'm just going to cut down. This is cut down to those little ends there. Like this. And then what we want to do is we want to come in with our bone folder and make sure we've got all the score lines on there. All right. Do the score lines here as well. And then we've got a couple here and a couple here as well. Then what we want to do is on this part here, we want to miter in. So I'm just taking those away. I'm just going to miter in a bit. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. Hello, Dolores. Oh, so glad you have caught me. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to put this together. Now, what I want to do is I want to come in and I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to show you first. I'm going to attach these flaps on the outside part of this. I know that seems really kind of strange, but when I put this in between, what this is going to do is it's going to sandwich that flap, but also make it smooth. Have you ever had a box that you try to put something in on the inside and it keeps getting caught on there? We don't want that caught like that. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put it onto this side here. And I'm going to let it set just for a little bit. There's no difference between the front and the back. And then this, like I say, we're going to go in there, line that up there, and then go ahead and put this right here. So we want to make sure that that's lined up right on the bottom. So I'll just hold that for the time being. And then we're also doing this also on the other side. So, you know, once, like I say, you get a rhythm going with making things, you can turn around and you can pump out quite a few of these. But you do need, I would do like a template. And then what you're going to do is we're going to flip this down and see how we've hidden those. So I'm going to come onto this part here. You notice I'm not going really close to the edges because I don't want that glue oozing out. Just like that. So we're just going to let that set for just a second. So do you do any treat boxes or anything like that? I love it when you can make up different things, and like I say, they're quite easy. You know, this might even be something that what you want to do is if you have school starting, you could do really cute designs for the kids. I don't know if I'd be giving kids Ghiradalli chocolates, but you never know. Or this could be something you put on the table. I know a friend of mine, she puts, every time she has a family dinner, she does up something for the family. So that's kind of nice too. All right. So that's just like that. It's pretty small, but we want to make sure that's good. It's nice and even on those edges there. By using that glue, it works really well. Okay, then for this part here, we're going to have this sort of angled on, and what it's going to do is it's going to slide on and off of here. So let's go ahead, and this piece here happens to be, and I'm going to double check because remember last time I didn't have it there, so remember to say hello and where you're from. Okay, so then we're going to cut. This is that designer series paper, and what we're going to do is we are going to do this 4 and 5/16. Now, people may ask, where is 5/16? There are 16/16 to an inch. That to me seems very, very easy to comprehend, but sometimes people have a problem with it. So when you go 4 and 5/16, you are going to come here. So this is 4 and 4/16, so it's 1 ticky after 4 and 1/4. So it's 4 and 5/16. Whoops. What have I done here? 4 and 5/16. There we go. 4 and 5/16. And then we're going to turn this, and we're going to cut this at 3 and 7/8. And 3 and 7/8 is an easy measurement for us, right? So then we're just going to go 3 and 7/8, which is 2 tickies before the 4. And then on that particular side, the 3 and 7/8 inch side, we are going to score, no, this is another one, is 13/16 on each side. Now, the reason I'm going in these smaller amounts is so that it's a nice tight fit. I don't have to have another closure on there or anything. So when you're going to go 13/16, you are going to go 8. This is 12/16, so it's 1 ticky past 3/4. So 13/16, 12, 13. So this is on the 3 and 7/8 inch side. So let's go there. And then we're going to turn that, and we're going to go 13/16. So we have 12, 13. Whoops. 13/16, not 3 in. It's 13/16, so it's 1 ticky past the 3/4 size. 3/4 is 12, 13. I'm hoping that this makes sense. If you're, anyways, there it goes like that. And then what we're going to turn, and on the 4 and 5/16 side, we're going to score it 1 3/4 from each side. So that makes it fairly easy. So 1 3/4 inches from both sides. So just turn that, and 1 3/4. And you'll see by doing those measurements that it's going to be a nice and tight fitting box on there. All right, so then what we want to do is, I found the easiest way to do is to turn this way. Oh, there's actually one other score line that I'm going to do with the pattern. Now, if this was a pattern, you would have the pattern going up and down this way. So on this side, we are going to then turn around, and we're going to make 2 more score lines. So we are going to, in between here, you can see here, so we're going to do a couple of score lines on this side. So we are going to go, at 3/4 of an inch. Remember that this is 1 3/4, so 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to go down to the first score line. And we happen to know that that score line is, you know what, I'm going to do it on the other side so that I can see it. 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to also do it 3/4 of an inch from this side. And this will make total sense when we do this. All right, so then let's move our trimmer out of the way. And this seems like this is the hardest part. Remember, this is the top part. Patterns there. All right, so then what we're going to do is we are going to then cut down, and I'm going to cut down here, down to that first score line. So just down to there, and this one right down to there. And we're going to get this part done to begin with. So it's like this. We have our score lines going, and we're just going to easily just score these so that we can see where they go. Now with this like this, we are going to come with this part here. We've cut down to there. Now what we want to do is we want to take this and cut this piece off. So let me, and I'll put a template on with my thing there. So I'm just going to come there. That's going to go down. This is that first crease line on the other side, and I am going to put that right in the track. Now I could do this with my scissors, however I do not go straight even with a 1/2 inch. How on earth would I go straight when I have to go down this part here? So I'm just going to come in here, and we're going to put that right to there. I'm just making sure that's in the track. So you see, what's going to happen is we cut off this part here, and now we're going to do the same on this part. Is we're going from this crease line down to this crease line here. This is that crease line that goes down to here, but I don't want to fold that part in, so we're going to go from there down to this crease line, put that right in the track. And when we close it, we want to double check that as well. So there we go. That there. And when I get up here, I kind of just go until it comes up to that, and it'll just cut it. All right, so that's how it looks. And you know what? That's a little crooked. So are we going to just try to straighten that? Sure. All right, just like that. Now, again, what we need to do is we need to get this part here so that we have, it's cutting down here so that we have that way to fold in. Remember how we did that on the bottom part. Like this. And then what we're going to do is we are going to miter this as well. And actually, this is what I've done in the past, is I've mitered this. So let me turn around, and then I can put this down, and you can take a screenshot of it as well. There we go. So you can see that what it's done is, now the pattern would be facing from this way down is what would happen. All right, so then again, this is going to go in to there, and then this is going to go here, and we're going to do the same on that side. So on here, I'm going to put the glue right here. And here. This is kind of like an angle fold. So this is just going to come down here. You know what? I'm thinking I didn't do that far enough. And this goes like this. Oop, I do not have that measurements right. I'm going to have to do that again. But that's okay. Let's start all over again. So scrap that. We are coming in. This piece is going to be 4 15/16, 4 and 5/16. So 4 5/16, 4 and 5/16 by 3 7/8. 3 7/8. And on the 3 7/8, we're going to score it 13/16 on both sides. Make sure, where did I bring that in? Where was that other piece? Because I think this might be where I made my error. On the 3 7/8 inch side, we're going to score it 13/16. I don't know where I put that. So 13/16, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13/16. This is where I think I've made the mistake. Nope, this is okay. And let's go in on 13/16 here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here. And then on the 4 and 5/6, we're going to go at 1 3/4 on both sides. There, and 1 3/4 on this side. Just want to double check that with this piece here, yeah, see, this is way too big in the center part here. Okay. Measure 3 times, cut once, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and cut that again. So on here, what we're going to do is, this is on the, okay, so we want to take this and we want to score down at 3/4 of an inch on both sides. And go 3/4 of an inch on that, 3/4 of an inch on that side as well. And that just goes down right to that first score line there. Now let's take that, bring that one back in again. Oh my goodness. Well, better safe than sorry, right? So let me just double check. That's the little score line. Now where did I put that? Okay, because we're going to do that there. Here we go. So we have this. See, that's where I made that mistake. That's okay. We're good. All right, so then we're going to cut down to here on both sides. And it's good that when you have a template that you can sit there and you can then go and cut exactly and make sure that your template is going the same way. So we're going to cut from this end up there down to this corner right here. Line that up in the track. So it's like that. And do the same on this side. That down to this track, down to that score line that's right there. Like I say, you could do it with your scissors. But when I get up here, I just go and it just falls off. I said that. I did that twice, going the opposite way. I should have maybe turned it. Okay, that's okay. We're just going to cut this. There we go. So we have this going like this. Now what we want to do is we want to come in here and cut these two ends in here. It's hard when you've got the designer series paper because then you can't really see it on the other side. So we're just going to fold those in and miter here. And the same here. Have I lost anybody yet? Oh, I hope not. Okay, one, it's right there. There we go. Now, why is that going the same way? Now, this is going to go onto the outside here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to put the glue right here and right here. I measured wrong. And we want to come in and we want to put this in between. Remember, we're putting that slap or that tag in between. You want to make sure that this is lined up right at the bottom here. And then when I glue this, that tab will be right in between. So this is going to come in here and there. So see, we're just making sure it's right there. And then when we glue this on, it's going to be like so. Okay. So in essence, what we've done is we've done an angled card. We do not want to keep this, so we will throw that away now. We don't need that as our guide. But like I say, when you're going to make a whole pile of these, like I'm going to have my template out. All right, so let's go ahead. Put the glue on here and on here. And then make sure that that tab is in between. Line this part up and just hold it there. I'm still there. Hello, Connie, how you doing? Oh my goodness. When I make an error, I always wonder, oh, she didn't do that right. But you know what? It's good. Sometimes you just have to cut another piece of paper, right? So we have that going like that. Now we're going to make sure it's good and dry, right? So let's go back there. And see, now what's going to happen is this is going to go like this. You're going to do it right like so. And then you've got like a slider box here. We're going to decorate it. Like I say, I'm going to put these Ghiradalli chocolates in there, but I have an idea what I want to do with these. I want them to go in like so, but then you're sitting there and you're having to shake them out. So I thought it would be really, really smart to use our Take Your Tabs punch. And that's this one, or Keeping Tabs punch. And let's go ahead and just punch this. I'm thinking, this is my thought process. We're going to see how this works. Is I want to go, and in between here, I am going to have that glue onto there. So I'm just going to glue here, in between, and on the other side. And it's quite a ways in, so I do have that choice. That's going to glue together. And then I want this to be good and strong, so that's why I'm doing this now, so that it can hold on to there. Now, it would be nice to fold those in, but they're not very even, so I'm just going to do it like this. This is for 2 Ghiradalli chocolates. Whoops. Didn't want that to happen. I knew that was going to slide. That's why I want this to... Now, is that going to be good? Just a bit more down. There we go. And that's going to be a tab that we can pull it out. Let's just do that. Just down a bit more. There we go. And we're just going to hold that together. All right, so we have this going like that. So So see how this is going to go in there? You can pull this out, and then we're just going to go ahead, and it helps when you have that in there. And like I say, this is a tighter fit, but it's not going to slide off. So just like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have it go this way, I think. And then I'm going to come in with this greeting here. Now originally, well, you know what? I'm going to use it now. I'm going to use it now and put it on our block. Now, this is new. I haven't used it. So I'm just going to rough that up just a bit. And let's use our embossing buddy. And we'll stamp this. We'll come in with our just like this. Gotta leave enough room around there because the circle is gonna punch out. And now let's go ahead with our gold embossing powder. So we gotta have the gold with it, right? This is gonna be fairly simple and plain. I could use some dyes on it. This might even be part of 12 Weeks of Christmas. For something simple and quick. Or it might be something that you just take with you, say even at Christmas time, and you're in a grocery store or something like that, and you've got these done up, and it's kind of nice to give them the Ghiradalli chocolates in there. So just sort of heat this up here. Now I thought about this after. It would have been kind of nice to have some ribbon on here, but you know what? I think I know what I could do. All right, so now this is the 1 7/8 inch, the new punch. It's quite big. We could turn around and we could use the 1 3/4 with this. Do we want it that big? You know what? I cut this circle out of the 2-inch punch. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take the 1 3/4 inch punch. I love punches. Wish we had more punches for everything. Yeah, it's Ina, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go in, and then I made a big boo-boo and I did the top part after. So like this. This is going to go on there. See, it needs the gold. Let's just put the gold on there. So we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. But the last screenshot is really important on there. Go there. I'm just gonna double check to see if I've got anybody over. It's so cute, and like I say, it just slides off, and then this tab is just a little bit of an addition on there, and you can pull your chocolates out that way. So just like that. But I like that it doesn't slide off. Now, what we want to do is just put the glue, or I thought dimensionals, on this side here. Just there. Just like that. Now, I really wish we had better gold embellishments. You know which ones would work on here if I can find them. are the ones that go with the Kintsugi. I don't think I have a lot of those, so I have to order some more of those. But these ones should work just fine on there. Really like this one here. Okay, and then we're just going to put this on here. That was a little crooked. It could go right here for you. I don't even think you really need anything on there, personally. But there we go. So, although I had a bit of a hiccup there, I did show you that and I showed you where I made the error. It's all with the measurements, and if you just make sure that you know that you're 15/16 and that you know your 3/4 and your 7/8, and that's why this one, I should have noticed that as soon as I did it. And that's using the encircled with love as well. So like I say, when we do this pulls out. I like the fact that it pulls out like that so that you don't have to dig in there for them. All right, you guys. So let's see. So if you like that, give me the thumbs up. I know I did that boo-boo, but hey, it's what it is. It shows you what not to do. Now, I will be going live tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific time with my weekly technique. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but I'll find something to do. I'm sure I will. Also, if you live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, I'd love to work with you. I have lots of things going. Even if you are a demonstrator in Canada, I have a really neat stamp camp that's coming up in October, actually, but we're really encouraging people to order sooner, so that it can be ordered on September the 2nd. And the reason being for that is because it could sell out. And if you do live in other markets, reach out to me, because we have demonstrators in every market, because it's an international stamp camp, and I can refer you to one of those other ones there. Remember to create, because it's great for the soul. So we'll see you tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific time, with the technique, and yeah, looking forward to it. All right.